it doesn't matter for a man who's financially stable, because I will say to you, men look at money as power. And men like to have a lot of power. A man who has a lot of money is powerful. So when he sees someone edging towards him who has more money or also has money, it's like a power conflict. And at that being a woman, that's already to them, it's like taking a hit, right? Think about it logically. If there's two men in the room, what's the number one thing that they're going to compare each other to? Who makes more money? Who has the better car? Who's dressed nicer? Who has a nicer watch on his wrist, right? Now imagine he has to compete with his woman. He has to compete with a woman. To them, they're already feeling like, and God forbid you make more money than them. Like, to them, that's already number one hit. So this is why men really don't care. They don't care if you make more money. They like when you're like passionate about something.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaomi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are looking at why some men seem to have problem with women earning more than they do. Now, it seems like some men have a problem with women earning a lot of money or achieving career success. Now, this video is inspired by a particular video that a creator posted. Now, this creator is a 23-year-old female living in Nigeria. So she has a series on her TikTok page where she shares how much she spent in a month, just trying to be aware of how she spends her money. Now, in this video, she shared how much she spent in June and how she spent her money.
Okay, so for the sake of financial transparency, let's go over how much I spent in the month of June. So for June, I tried to be more prudent. You guys know that I spent 2.5 million naira in May. So I tried to be more prudent, which I know did not work because I spent a total of 1,670,000 naira in the month of June. So let's go over how I spent it. So the biggest purchase I made in the beginning of June was generator. You guys know that there was this strike where there was no lights for like 2 days. So I was panicking because I have food stuff in my freezer. I had to work and all of that. So I went to buy a generator and I bought that for 300,000 naira. And then to fix the generator, the changeover stuff and fuel, I spent 114,550. Now, the next thing that really took my money in June was child deck, which I am not proud of because I have food stuff. I spent 143,000 naira in total on child deck, and I am not proud of myself. Why? I have food stuff at home. And one thing I want to do for July is to reduce how much I eat out with child deck. And the way I'm going to do that is by having like a meal timetable. So the reason why I always buy food on child deck so much is because whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Kilimomaji, I don't know what to eat. The thing about me is that because I have so much food stuff, I have like decision paralysis. I don't know what to eat. And I'll be like, you know what? Let me just order on child extra instead of thinking so much so I can get to work. So now is that if I have a meal timetable, I can just wake up and be like, okay, I'm supposed to eat yam and egg. I'm supposed to eat rice and this thing. I'll just make it. Do you understand? Coming on number 4, I went to a restaurant once in June. Why? Because I had like a mental breakdown, so I didn't really go out a lot. So I spent 31,000 naira in that restaurant. Okay, so the 15 I spent money on last month was airtime and data. I spent a total of 98,500 naira on airtime and data. MTN is sticky. MTN is supposed to give me award. No wonder they gave me account officer. I was like, why did these people give me account officer? I spent 34,310 naira on both. So like I said, I didn't really go out a lot in June because I had like a mental like breakdown and all of that. I had like so much going on for me, so I didn't really go out in June. I spent 32,300 naira on subscription. So I'm talking like for my seller, for my Apple Music, for my Canva, for my Everand, yada. iFitness took 17,350 naira for my account for gym yearly maintenance stuff. I spent 40,000 naira for my lashes and my lamination. So the beginning of June, I did my lashes and I also laminated my brows. I fixed my nails, which cost me 13,000 naira. So yes, this is it. So I paid salary, which cost me 130,000 naira in total. So yeah, I paid salary. And also, you guys know I also said I had like a mental breakdown. I also paid 38,000 naira for therapy. If you're asking why is therapy so cheap, it's because I went with a Nigerian therapy company. It's called Akoma Health. I've talked about them before in a podcast. So I also spent 139,000 naira on gifts. So I'm talking birthday gifts. And then I bought pots for 100,000 naira because I was tired of the pots that I had at home. So I bought pots for 100,000 naira. I spent 224,000 naira on food stuff. So that, can you see why I'm so angry with myself on spending so much on child deck? Because I spent so much on buying raw food stuff. I'm not supposed to be eating out that much. So I spent 224,000 naira in total stocking my house.
Now, before I explain what she said in the video, I just want to give a little background to this creator and explain some things that have happened to give more context to this video. Now, this particular creator is like a freelancer. She has multiple streams of income. So she's a social media strategist. She's a content creator. She gets brand deals. She does UGC videos. That's user generated content. And she also has like a mentorship program. She has a business that she registered in the US. So she is making income in dollars from different sources, and with the exchange rate, that's a lot of money in naira. Now, before she started doing this type of video where she shares how much she spent in a month, she said that she normally does not used to check her account balance. She doesn't check her bank account, but one day she decided to check for a particular year, and she saw that she spent like 20 million naira. Now, 20 million naira is between $15,000 to about $20,000. So she spent about $15,000 to $20,000 in a year, and that is a lot of money in Nigeria. So this year, I believe she decided that she was going to be checking her account every month to see what she's spending her money on, so that she can curb some excesses, because she was really not happy that she spent that amount of money in a year and she couldn't say what she used the money for. So she wanted to be aware of her finances so that she can make better financial decisions. So she has been doing this since I think April, and in this video she was doing it for the month of June. She said that in the month of May, she spent like 2.5 million naira, and that she was trying to be more prudent in the month of June. However, she spent over 1.6 million in the month of June. Now, she gave a breakdown of her expenses. She talked about the fact that she used a large sum of money to try and get power through a power generator and getting fuel, because this is Nigeria. Anyway, she also talked about how much she spent on child deck, and she was really not happy that she spent that amount of money on child deck. Now, child deck is like the equivalent of Uber Eats, and why she was not really happy with that expense was because she spent a lot of money to buy groceries in her house. So she has food in her house, and she was still spending a lot of money eating outside, so getting food from outside. So she was really not happy. So she said she was going to try and do like a food timetable so that she'll be able to reduce the amount of money that she spent on eating outside. Anyway, our financial accountability videos, expenses videos, have triggered quite a lot of people, because this video was reposted on Twitter, and a lot of people, especially men, had a problem with it. A lot of people were like, oh, that she's lying, that she doesn't have that kind of money, that it's probably somebody else that gave her the money, that she can't be making such money from all what she's doing. And reading the comments, even in a comment section and the comments on Twitter, I was just like, wait a damn minute. Isn't that these guys don't believe that women can earn such money and spend such money without a guy giving them such money? Or is it that they have a problem with women earning money more than them? So if women are earning less than them, they are okay. They feel like that's their money. But when women begin to earn so much money that they feel like it's only men that can earn such money, there is a problem. So I was checking around to just see what exactly is the issue that some men have with women earning a lot of money or achieving career success. And some of the videos that I saw were quite surprising and not surprising.
Women who make more than their husbands in heterosexual marriages are up to 3 times more likely to get cheated on. Another recent study found that men's stress levels rise if their female partners earn more than 40% of the household income. Researchers find that promotions to top jobs dramatically increase a woman's likelihood of divorce, a pattern that does not hold true for men. In a series of studies published in the American Psychological Association's Journal of of personality and social psychology, men felt bad when their wives beat them at something. But they also subconsciously lost confidence when their wives got any wins, even when they weren't in direct competition with their partners. And this was true across all kinds of achievements, personal, social, and intellectual. Men felt worse about themselves when their partner succeeded compared to when she failed. And when their partner succeeded at something they failed at, their self-esteem took an even bigger hit, and in turn, their relationship satisfaction diminished. There's quite a bit of this data that seems to suggest that for ambitious women, personal success comes with a higher likelihood of relationship stress. And as long as we live in a world in which women's ambition often comes with these steep social and personal penalties, it's likely that these gender gaps will persist. In fact, there's quite a bit of research that shows women often change their behaviors in interactions that involve men to avoid this kind of backlash.
So I was at the grocery store today. I was using self-checkout, and this guy was being super creepy and like kept looking at the total on the screen and then like looking at me. Kind of was just watching me scan stuff, like watching the price rise. So a few minutes go by, he comes over to me. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to offend you, but I noticed that you don't have a ring on. What's your career, or what do you do for a living?" It was a very weird question. I was trying not to be offended, and I like was a little anxious, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to answer it and get out of this conversation. So I was like, I'm a nurse. So for context, I'm a travel nurse, and then I just graduated from aesthetic school. He then goes, "Oh, that tracks, that tracks." I was like, "What tracks?" He's like, "You probably think you don't need a man because you make good money." Now, at this point, I just turned around because I've been working really hard on staying in my feminine energy. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to yell. I'm not going to debate you. So I like to be soft. I like to be kind. And that's just the energy I'm going to stay in. So I turned my ass around. But I'm confused because this isn't the first time that I've experienced a negative reaction when a man realizes that, like, I have a fruitful career. I deal with two reactions to this normally. It's either, "Oh, you make more than me," and then they're cut off because I've already dealt with a jealous boyfriend of my, like, in regards to my career, and I'm not doing that again. Or it's, "Oh, thank God you have your own. That turns me on. I'm so happy you have your own." And it's like, you're either happy about that because you are happy that I can build with you. You're happy that I hustle and that I can contribute to what you have going on and not just take from you. Or you're lazy as fuck and you want to give me the bare minimum. Like, God forbid we equate a man's value to money, then we're gold diggers. But, you know, if I know that I'm a spoiled girly and, like, I like to get my nails done, I like to go to the spa, I like to have fine dining sometimes, so I work hard to give myself those things so that when a man comes, he doesn't feel pressured and he doesn't feel like, "Oh, if I can't do that for her, she's not going to see value in me." Yes, I do. There's a lot of things that a man can give me that I cannot give myself. It doesn't matter how many books I read. It doesn't matter how much I do with my friends. It doesn't matter how much money I make. There are certain things, and it's not vitamin D. I'm talking about other things, other qualities in a man that support me as a woman. So it just sucks that some men's ego is so, like, I don't know. It gives off fragile ego and starve until I feed you. And no one is freaking doing that.
Because a lot of people say, oh, you know, when women earn more than men, they're more likely to divorce them and more likely to end it. But the reality is the reason why they're more likely to end it is because men take their foot off the pedal when the woman is financially stable. But that same man will meet a woman who's unemployed, sits at home and watches TikTok all day and give her an allowance and supports her and take her dinner and do all of these things. But that woman who's hustling and working hard, he doesn't even like think to grab her lunch. So that's why she gets resentful that I'm working hard, and because I'm working hard, you're investing less. When really we should be rewarding the hard work because they still like to be looked after. It's not a financial thing.
What do you think happens in a relationship when the woman out-earns what the man earns?
It's going to end in divorce more than likely. So there's a study conducted by American psychologists, and they found that if a woman out-earned her husband, it was 50% likely that the marriage would end in divorce.
So what's the solution there?
I don't think there is a solution. I think that people should probably lower their expectations in terms of understanding that, okay, well, this this person is the breadwinner. It's how the situation is. It probably comes down to being able to met out responsibilities on the part of both sexes. And sometimes the man stays home and takes care of children, and sometimes the woman goes out there and earns the money. And so it probably is contingent on both partners understanding that this is the role that is played.
Okay, that makes sense.
The higher you earn as a woman, the smaller your percentage of men to choose from is, because most women want a man that earns more than them.
Yeah.
But when you're top earning like that, what's the average of men that are earning in parallel to you?
Okay.
And then I feel like as you get older as a woman, your priorities might change. So are you then happy when you're the CEO of this company, but then you don't have a husband, you don't have no kids, you just have money?
Yeah.
With who to spend it with?
You know, I read a disturbing study that said high-earning women, successful businesswomen that are high earners, and maybe they earn more in the household than their male counterpart, those relationships are 15% less likely to have a successful, happy marriage, 32% more likely to report marital issues, and 46% more likely to report separating. What does that mean? Successful ladies that are out there crushing it, you have got to attract what you actually want and stop settling for what actually is not fitting for you. Now, I'm not saying that it can't work and there's not, exceptions to the rule where, a woman makes more than her man and a relationship can work fine. No, not at all. But what I'm saying is, for most of you women, and it is majority of you, that want that man that's a compliment to you, if not, he has you, right? You don't have to settle for less. That's something I help all the business women that work with me learn how to do. And trust me, you can learn it too.
Women start making more money than their husbands when they're in the marriage. That doesn't necessarily end in divorce because they're a partnership. If she makes more money, that's great. If he makes more money, that's great. But if a woman is financially independent prior to marriage, that could lead her to believe that she doesn't need a narcissistic, abusive, emotionally unavailable husband. That could lead to a divorce.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but spoiled women can usually afford the things.
There's one thing about spoiled girls that people like to skip over. They're very disciplined. They're consistent, and they have goals, and every time they reach a goal, then they up their threshold. They up it. They up the ante. And then they kill those goals, and they keep going. I don't know why that goes over people's heads.
On a normal day, I used to mind my business. But this one thing has been on my mind since, and I don't see anybody talking about it.
There's this new trend amongst the TikTok girlies where they come out here and tell you how much they spent in the previous month or how much they earned in the previous month. And so, can we not do that? Can we not do that? And it's a trend that honestly, I feel is dangerous and it needs to stop right now.
People coming out to tell you how much they spent in a particular month.
I'm not gonna lie, both of them have valid points. So no hate to these creators. I mean, it's TikTok, you can post, everybody has their opinion, you can post whatever you want to post at the end of the day. The first guy was talking about how to be security conscious. What I got from both of these videos is that they mutually agree that you shouldn't share about your finances or how much you're making. It doesn't concern anybody, you shouldn't do that. You should keep it to yourself so that you don't pressurize other people. Okay, now what is the problem I found out from these two videos? My problem is that they are making these videos without proper context. Now the missing context is that these videos are targeting one person, Adeife. She's a content creator, she's a financial coach, she shares tips and tricks for helping particularly Nigerian freelancers to up their game. Please answer me this question. Answer me this question and answer it very well. What is a financial coach supposed to be posting? Is it not money? That's like saying food vendors should not post videos and pictures of their food because it's going to make other people hungry. I'm sorry, but that's how you sound like. In a different case, if Adeife is the kind of person that just comes online to just flaunt her wealth and boast and all that stuff, and that's the context that you guys are missing in your videos. Remember, before she started posting those type of videos, she said the purpose of posting those videos was to help herself be more accountable to how much she's spending, reduce the amount of money she's spending in a month. There are many of us freelancers like that make a lot of money in our salaries, and then you find out that okay, in a month, before you know, 100k is gone, 500k is gone, 200k is gone, and you are not accountable to how much you are spending. That is why she made those videos, not because she wants to show it off for you. And because you're posting these videos without proper context, whether you intend to do that or not, your comment section has become a breeding ground for people who are jealous, envious, just filled with spirit of, I don't know, scarcity mentality. My question to these people is that, why are you so scared of money? Why is this such a sensitive topic? If people can come on social media to talk about, okay, this is how I lose weight, this is my health goals, this is my this goals, why do you draw the line in money? When people talk about money, why do you see other people that are bold about talking about it triggering? Maybe there's another day if people are watching, or let me know if there is two that people are talking about. That girl has personally helped my life. I remember a time I needed help. What platform will I use to get international payments? And I watched her videos and it helped me. It's because of her I watched her videos and I was like, okay, you know what, let me go on LinkedIn. Let me try and market myself on LinkedIn. Let me come and upgrade myself. Whenever I see her videos, it gives me joy. So I don't know why you will see someone like that and the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, the person is showing off, is talking too much, or is being too loud, or is like, how does that make sense?
Now, realizing that there are studies that say that women who earn more than their men are more likely to get divorced because the guys have a problem with the women earning more than them. And I was just like, is it insecurity? Is it fear, or what? Or is it jealousy? And this whole topic, this whole discourse just reminded me of when I was younger, and I used to hear this statement from some people that if a lady is single and she's earning a lot of money and she can afford to buy a car, she should not buy a car because men that want to approach her will be intimidated. And I was like, okay, wait. If she can afford to buy a car and she needs a car that will ease her transportation issues and ease her life, she's not supposed to buy the car because some guy that she doesn't even know right now might be intimidated by the fact that she has a car. Even when a female insists on buying a car, they will not tell her not to buy a big type of car, just buy a small car so that people will not be intimidated. I'm like, wow. Now, one of the videos that the creator who inspired this video posted, there was a particular comment from a guy in a comment section, and the guy was like, how would someone like her value a man if she's having all this money to spend on herself? And I was like, are you kidding me? Now, that particular video, she showed how much she spent on her grocery, and that amount was almost 1 million. So I don't know the sort of intimidation that person had that I had to leave that comment. And from the Twitter comments that I saw, it was obvious that there was this form of jealousy from some men because that she was successful. Because there was a guy that was trying to explain that this lady can't afford that lifestyle. She can afford to spend 1.6 million naira. She can afford to spend 2.5 million naira because he was estimating that she's probably earning between $5,000 to $10,000 per month. That is a lot of money for anybody in Nigeria. Now, I'm going to explain some things for context. The girl is 23-year-old. Most 23-year-olds in Nigeria are either in school or just finishing school, or just fresh out of school, or maybe 2 years out of school, or doing NYC, which is our youth service, national youth service, where you're supposed to serve the nation for 1 year. So you're barely paid. Now, for context, when I was 23, I was in my final year of university. I was in 500 level. And when I was 24, I just became a pharmacist. When I was 25, I was just finishing my internship. Yeah, I was not really paid. When I was 26, I was doing my youth service. I started earning serious money when I was 26, 27, when I finished everything and I became a pharmacist employed by a government hospital. So at that time, my salary was really money because I was being paid between 150,000 naira to 160,000 naira. Now, at that time, the equivalent of the money I was earning was about $1,000, which was a lot of money for someone that just finish NYSC, even though I'd finished school some years ago and I was delayed in school, but it was a lot of money then. Even if you're earning $1,000 equivalent at this time, with the exchange rate, you will be getting about 1.5 million naira. Nigeria economy is like terrible right now. Anyway, that is my own background as a pharmacist. Not to talk of somebody that probably did not study any medical course. For her to be spending that amount of money as a 23-year-old, I think she just finished school or something like that. It's mind-blowing to a lot of guys, because they feel like it's only guys that should be able to earn that kind of money and not girls. Now, this content creator is someone who is teaching people how to level up their skills, how to get jobs on LinkedIn, Upwork, and the rest. So our videos are basically supposed to be about finance, getting job, freelancing, and the rest. And her coming to just share how she's spending and how she wants to curb it is something I feel like is appropriate for our content style. Because if you are a young person and you're earning a lot of money, there's a tendency that you might end up having a bad spending habit. I'm not young in the sense of things, and I have a bad spending habit. So when I saw that she did that, I started thinking, maybe I'm going to do that for myself and be watching what I'm spending on. And I think after watching some of our videos, I just decided to do my account for the first 6 months of this year. And what I saw was just shocking. I was like, where did all this money go to? So the whole thing kind of inspired me to be checking my own finances. It also inspired me that I need to do more work to earn more money. So I did not feel like that video was out of place. And someone else said the same thing. Now, like I said, when a video was reposted on Twitter, there was a particular guy that was trying to explain to people that she can actually earn that kind of money and it's not too strange because she has multiple streams of income. And so many people were like, no, it's not possible. She's lying and everything. And I was looking at myself as a small content creator. I was like, it's possible for her to actually earn that kind of money. Now, why I said that is because right now I'm only earning through Google AdSense. So when you watch my ads, Google pays me a certain percentage. But there's so many ways that people earn money from even content creation from YouTube. Now, there's another way that people can earn money, which is through the channel membership, where people pay to be members of your channel and then they get exclusive things that you offer or perks. Now, YouTube has been sending me messages to utilize that feature on my channel, but I was just reluctant. Anyway, I decided that this second half of the year, that anything that YouTube suggests as best practice for my channel, I will try to implement it so that I can grow my channel. Anyway, so I have published, or I've made that feature live on my channel. So if you want to be a member of my channel, you can click on the join button and you'll see the different levels of membership, and you can click on anyone that you like, and you get the perks that are associated with that level. So channel membership is one way that a lot of YouTubers are earning extra income. Another way is brand deals and sponsored posts, sponsored videos. Another way people are earning money through YouTube is with affiliate marketing. So they talk about something and then they link it to their Amazon store or discount. I also have an Amazon store, so the link is in the description box. I really don't know if anybody clicks on it, but I have an Amazon store. If you click the link to my store and you don't see anything that you like in my store, but you buy something on the website after clicking my link while I'm still on that page, I get a commission when you buy something. So even if it's not anything in my store, but you buy something when you click the link and you land on the Amazon page, I still get a commission. but I doubt anybody's using that because I've never earned any money through that affiliate marketing link. But anyway, some people actually do well with affiliate marketing, so that's another source of income for them. Another source of income for some people is to make UGC. So that's to make user-generated content and videos or posts for brands. So they'll make the videos, they'll do the pictures, and the brands will post it on their own social media page or website, and they get paid for it. So that's about 5 streams or sources of income just from content creation. And if someone is earning like $1,000 from each of them, that's about $5,000 per month. And I'm looking at this as a Nigerian. So if someone is getting $5,000 per month, converting it to Naira, that is a lot of money. That's about 7.5 million. Someone that is earning that can afford to spend 2.5 million and still be doing okay with savings and doing okay with their finances. So what I feel is triggering to a lot of the guys who did not believe that she was earning that money, and they feel like it's probably a sugar daddy, because anytime a lady is successful, some Nigerian men keep on thinking that it's a sugar daddy that is doing everything. Now, if I was earning 1,000 each from all the sources of income that I was just talking about, and I'm not getting $5,000 per month or more than, and I am doing some things, some people are actually going to say, oh, it's a sugar daddy, where am I getting my money from? What am I doing? This and that. And I'm thinking like, oh, me that I sleep like 2 a.m. every day, almost every day, because I am making content, because I'm researching content, and now when he pays, if he ever pays that amount, someone is going to reduce my effort to sugar daddy or something, and I'm like, what the heck? That's just nonsense. I don't understand the mindset that some men have, that they feel like a woman is not supposed to earn that kind of money, and if she's earning that money, there's something else that is giving her. It's not her hard work, and if she's earning that kind of money, she's not supposed to show it. She's not supposed to spend it on herself. She's supposed to hide it somewhere under the ground and just be meek and humble so that a guy cannot be intimidated. I don't know what to classify that kind of mindset, because I feel like a lot of it is insecurity, a lot of it is jealousy. I don't know. If you guys understand why these guys feel this particular kind of way about women earning a lot of money or achieving career success, I would love to hear your own explanation about the mindset of some men who are triggered by women who have a lot of money or who spend a lot of money on themselves. So please leave what you think is going on in the mindset of such men in the comment section, because it was so annoying to read some of the comments. I was feeling triggered. I was so angry. I was like, what do these men think women are doing all the time? What is that? What sort of mindset is this? So if you have an explanation to why they think like that, please leave it in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.